Agape at its inception, I imagine it was really different than how it is now.
Oh yeah, it's like 50 people. There were 50 of us at that first service.
And that must have been so exciting to be a part of that, that inception. Was there a sense back then when Reverend Michael started that this is an organism that has a life of its own that's just gonna...
We had no idea.
Wow.
We had no idea. I mean, we thought that Michael was going to become, because we had been friends before he started Agape. So, for about 4 years before. And we really thought that he was going to just become an assistant, staff minister at some other established church. So when he said he was starting his own church, we were all kind of like, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to support you then.
Right.
Okay. So quickly outgrew every place that we were at. So,
Right.
The first place was in Santa Monica, the Women's Club. We outgrew that maybe maybe within a month. And we were at the Miramar Sheraton. And we were in a little room in the bottom, and then they had to expand that open, and they had to expand that open, and by a year, I think after the first year, we had the whole bottom floor, like the ballroom. Then we had to move upstairs to the grand ballroom after another year, and that was amazing to watch, because it was kind of like, wow, how are these people hearing about this? Because it was ours,
Yeah.
But the more expanded, the more, what I was really grateful for was to be a part of something that was so all-inclusive and so embracing of every culture, every gender, every type of person that there is. I love that. I used to love watching in fact, I was like I think the first usher, because one day it was so full, I just got up and called somebody and gave them my seat and started directing people to empty seats, because I loved just seeing the congregation come in.
Yeah. That experience of being a part of something that was so organic and community-based and also spoke to your soul. I'm wondering how that journey influenced or nourished your work as a casting person.
Well, it's because of my work in casting that I actually went the next step and became a practitioner. Because what would happen is people would come in to audition for me, and this is when my career had really reached like a high, and they would come in and audition, and they would start to share things that were going on personally with them, or they'd burst into tears, or it was just some kind of personal thing that would begin to happen there, and I recognized that it wasn't about me, that I was somehow being used in service to that person. And I decided that Emerson, one of my favorite quotes is Emerson's, get your bloated nothingness out of the way. And that's really what spoke to me. It was kind of like, if I'm going to be asked to work, not just in terms of casting them as actors, but also to be in service to them as an individual, I want to learn some skills and some tools, and I want to get myself out of the way so that there was nothing egoic about it, so that when people came in, if they chose to share their lives with me, then I could hold for them. And I didn't know how to do that, but I knew that practitioners did. So I studied to become a practitioner, and really it was because I wanted to serve the acting community and my producers and my directors and people that, that were coming through. My office used to be called Woman's World, because I'd have Agape music playing, and I'd have incense burning, and they'd come in, I'd have producers come and lay on my couch and go, I just need a minute.
Oh my
And that was
God.
before I became a practitioner, But
Yeah.
but it's like I got real clear that I was being called forward in a way that I hadn't seen before, and I wanted to be available, and I wanted to be prepared. And so the two they blended.
Yeah.
I now say that my casting work is my ministry. That is my ministry. Because when I'm there to bring the light. I'm there to be when I do actors' workshops, I tell them my job is to create a safe container for you to walk in that room and not feel judged and not feel pressure, but to just relax and shine your light and do your best work. And to let yourself see the room, so that if it doesn't work for this, it may work for something else. Do you know?
Yes. Yeah, that's beautiful.
So that's like a whole, teaching that I do with actors. It's like, just come in to see the room. You never know. This is either your job or it's not. And if it is your job, you cannot lose it. If it's not your job, you cannot make us hire you. But what you can do is seed the room so that we remember you the next time. And that happens so much in my business. So for me, it's about just creating that environment for them to walk into, so that they can just be themselves and show up fully present.
Yeah, it sounds to me like part of your ministry is creating a sanctuary for the soul of the being to really be revealed.
Yeah.
And you know, whether or not they are aligned to play this role or not is almost secondary. It's really for their soul to be revealed.
Yeah.